morning, student. Here we are going to discuss about the class 8 science, that is chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is metals and non-metals. Okay, student. So let's start our discussion. What are the metal and non-metal? Okay, in your class 8 levels, there is no specific definition of your metal and non-metal. We can be identify the metals and non-metals by their properties. But note one thing, that those elements which have a capability to donate a electron, they are the metals, and those substances which have a capability to absorb the electron, they are the non-metals. Okay, so start our discussion here. Here we discuss about the properties of the metals and non-metals. Okay, so property maybe two types, that may be a physical property or that may be a chemical. So what is the physical property? Physical property, here we discuss the state of the object, color of the object, the hardness, softness of the object. Okay, after that here the melting point, boiling point of the object can be discussed under the physical property. And the chemical properties are that how in which manner it reacts with the other substance, that may be acid, base, water. Okay, so all these type of discussion are belong to the chemical property. Okay, so let's start from the physical property. Here first discuss about the metals. Okay, so here discussion about the physical property of the metal. Okay, first that the physical state of the metals must be in solid state. Okay, so in normal cases, all the metals present in the solid state. You can see that the silver, okay, silver, your iron, aluminium, gold, all these things are present at room temperature. They all are the solid state. Okay, but one exception is there, the mercury. Okay, you use it inside the thermometer. That mercury is the exception, that the liquid, the metal is present in liquid form at the room temperature. Okay, after that metal are hard. Okay, every metal except sodium and potassium, okay, all metals are very hard in their property. Okay, we cannot easily bend them, they must be very hard. But sodium and potassium are very soft, we can be cut them with the help of a knife also. Okay, after that they are lustrous. Okay, lustrous means what? They can have a property of shining. Okay, you have seen the ornament which are made of gold, silver. Okay, they are very shiny structure because they have a property of lustrous. Okay, after that they are malleable. Malleable means whenever you take a piece of iron and heat it with the hammer continuously, after such a time comes, they will be converted into a plain flat sheet. Okay, so the property where by heating it can be converted into a flat sheet. Okay, so this property called malleable. Okay, so all metal possesses malleable property. They can be easily converted into a flat sheet. Okay, you can see that various flat sheet of iron or steel or maybe gold. Okay, we can be convert them easily into a flat sheet by heating it continuously. Okay, after that ductile. Okay, what is ductile? Ductile is a property that we can be convert a piece of iron by heating it and by stroking it with a hammer continuously. It can be converted to a long thin thread. Okay, so the property where to drag it into a long thin thread is called your ductile. Okay, so by using the ductile property, the jewelers, they can convert a thin thread of the ornament, that may be silver or gold, and they can easily design various shape by using gold or silver. Okay, this all can be possible by the ductile property of the metals. After that, they conduct heat and electricity. Okay, you have seen that the various wire that may be made up of copper or that most of them iron can be used as a wire. Okay, so all the metals that are easily conduct electricity and they also conduct heat. We have seen that various cooking utensils are made up of that may be copper, iron. Okay, because the metals can easily conduct the heat. Okay, so here we know that the metals is a good conductor of heat and electricity. After that, they are sonorous. Okay, what is sonorous property? Sonorous means it can be made a echo type of sound. Whenever you go inside a temple, then you have a bell. That bell cannot be made up of any wood or that may be made up of any soil. Okay, they are made up of various metals just like brass. Okay, so whenever we press it, then it have a echo sound, it have a long sound. Okay, so various metals produce sonorous, they may produce echo sound. So they have property called sonorous. After that, they have a high melting point and boiling point. All the metal have very high melting point and boiling point. Okay, so whenever heat it requires to melt to convert it into liquid state, it requires a huge temperature. Okay, so because their melting point and boiling point are very high. So here now discuss about the physical property of the non-metal. We have already discussed the physical property of the metal. Now discuss the physical property of the non-metal. Okay, so the non-metals are present in liquid state, solid state, or the gas state. We know that the metals are always present in solid state except the mercury, but non-metals they may be present in all three states, that may be liquid, solid, or gas. Because bromine is non-metal which is present in liquid state, or carbon, sulfur, these are the non-metals which are present in solid state. Oxygen, hydrogen, these are the non-metals which are present in the gaseous state. Okay, so non-metals are present in all three states. Okay, the physical state of the metal may be liquid, gas, or solid. Okay, after that they have lusceless. Okay, lusceless means they cannot have a shining property except graphite and diamond. Okay, diamond is also a non-metal which is a allotrope of carbon. Okay, which have a shining property. Except these two ones, any other non-metal that does not possess any shining property, so they are the lusceless. Okay, after that they are non-brittle. Okay, so they are brittle. Here we have that Malinus property here, that the metal can be easily converted into a flat sheet by heating it, but the non-metal, when we heat it by with hammer, then it can be broken into a smaller piece. So they are brittle. Okay, after that the metal are non-ductile. Okay, so non-metal don't possess any ductile property. Okay, we cannot be dragged into thin thread by heating or by forcing. Okay, so non-metal cannot be converted into a thread. After that, they are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. Except graphite. Graphite is a non-metal which conduct electricity. Okay, so except graphite, all the other non-metals cannot be conduct the heat and also cannot conduct the electricity. So non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. After that, they are non-sonorous. Okay, whenever we take a two piece of wood and stroke beat it one another, and it cannot produce any type of echo sound. It must produce some simple sound. Okay, so the non-metals are the non-sonorous. Okay, next, it is very low melting point and boiling point. They can be easily converted into gas to liquid, or can be converted into solid to liquid by heating in a small temperature. Okay, because they have low melting point and boiling point. This is all about discussion about the physical property of metal and non-metal. Okay. So now discuss about the various chemical property of the metal and non-metal. So let's first begin from the metal. Okay, so here the chemical properties of the metal. So in here, we discuss about how the metals react with various chemical elements. So first that reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. Okay. So take a metal. So sodium, that is also a metal here. Na means sodium. So whenever sodium reacts with oxygen, we cannot be able to write a single O. Oxygen is always present in O2 form. Okay. So here is oxygen. So whenever sodium reacts with oxygen, it produces sodium oxide. Okay. It produces sodium oxide. NaO. Here is the sodium oxide. Here, so we have to balance the equation here. When two molecule of sodium react with oxygen, then it forms sodium oxide. Here, whenever we take another example, that is your magnesium. Okay. Whenever magnesium reacts with oxygen O2, then also it forms the respective oxide, that is your MgO2. Okay, student, here is Mg means magnesium, O means oxygen, here is magnesium oxide. Okay, so here we see that whenever metals react with oxygen, it produces the respective oxide. Okay, so here sodium reacts with oxygen, it produces sodium oxide. Whenever magnesium reacts with oxygen, it produces magnesium oxide. In this way, whenever a metal reacts with oxygen, it produces the respective metal oxide, that may be a basic oxide. Okay, so here the sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, this all possess the property of the bases. Okay. Okay, so let's take the reaction with water. Generally, metals, the heavier metals, cannot easily react with the water or the cold water. There are some metals also, they are suppose like your potassium or sodium. Okay, so take the example of sodium. Whenever sodium react with water, sodium is Na. Okay, and H2O means water. Okay, so whenever sodium reacts with water, it forms the respective hydroxide, that is your NaOH. Okay, so here the sodium hydroxide will be formed along with a released hydrogen gas. Okay, here sodium hydroxide is hydrogen. Okay, so whenever sodium is a very reactive metal, it can be easily react with water. So it always kept inside the kerosene. Okay, because to avoid the reaction with water, it can easily react with water. Okay, so whenever sodium react with water, it forms sodium hydroxide and release hydrogen gas. This is a very, in this process a huge amount of energy is released. Okay, whenever we take a small piece of sodium and throw it inside any water body, then it will be brushed like any bomb, and okay, it produces a large sound and large heat also. Okay, so next another sodium and potassium. Whenever P means potassium. Whenever potassium reacts with water, it also produces potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. I cannot declare the equation, but just write that. Okay, whenever potassium reacts with water, it produces potassium hydroxide. Okay, and here hydrogen. Okay, so now take another example. Here, whenever you take the example of calcium, but the calcium cannot not easily react with water, but sometimes it reacts with water, but the reaction cannot be violent, it can be conduct very smoothly. Okay, whenever calcium reacts with water, Ca plus H2 gives rise to CaOH equal to plus hydrogen. Okay, so here also whenever this is calcium react with water and it forms calcium hydroxide. Okay, so here from the all these three types of equation or the example of reaction with water, we notice that here the hydroxide is given, here also a hydroxide is given, here also a hydroxide is given, and in all every three cases, all these three cases, the hydrogen gas is given to the atmosphere. Okay, so student, here we conclude that whenever a metal reacts with water, it forms the respective hydroxide and produce hydrogen gas. Okay, so you know that in case of metal, when it reacts with oxygen, it forms the respective oxide, metallic oxide. But here we see that whenever a metal reacts with water, it produces the respective metallic hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay. Okay, so now discuss another type of chemical property of the metal, that is how it reacts with acid. Okay, the reaction of metal with the acid. Okay, like the one simple metal, that is your sodium. Okay, so whenever this is a metal, whenever it reacts with an acid, take the acid, that is your HCl. Okay, hydrochloric acid. Here N is sodium. Metal. Whenever metal reacts with an acid, hydrochloric acid is an acid. HCl means hydrochloric acid. Okay. So whenever these two substances react with one another, it forms the respective salt, that is your NaCl. Okay. It is your sodium chloride. That is a property of salt. Okay. After that, it releases hydrogen. Okay. So here Na and Cl. Okay. They produce NaCl, and the remaining hydrogen emerge to the atmosphere at hydrogen gas. Okay. So the take two molecules of sodium and two compound of hydrochloric acid, they react with one another to form NaCl. Two molecules of NaCl and release hydrogen gas. Okay, so here we saw that whenever metal reacts with acid, it produces salt and release hydrogen gas. Okay, take another example. Okay, so here take a metal, that is your magnesium. Whenever magnesium, take another type of acid, that may be your sulfuric acid. Okay, H2SO4. This is the sulfuric acid. Okay, so whenever magnesium reacts with sulfuric acid, it produces MgSO4 and release hydrogen gas. Okay, so here MgSO4 is magnesium sulfide. Magnesium. How this reaction can be taken? Here, whenever magnesium reacts with H2SO4, I remove the hydrogen from here and they attach to the SO4. So they produce MgSO4, and this hydrogen gas really separately. Okay. So here also see that the magnesium sulfate is also one type of salt. Okay. So here magnesium is metal and sulfuric acid is acid. Okay. And MgSO4 is a salt. Okay. So from this two equations we conclude that whenever metal reacts with acid, it produces salt and release hydrogen. Okay. So the reaction of metal with acid is a result of the immersion of salt and release the hydrogen gas. Okay, so now on to the next chemical property of metal, that is the reaction of metal with the bases. Okay, so student, generally metal cannot react with base. Okay, so there is no result of reaction of metal with bases. Okay, so here in this class we have discussed the various physical property of both metal and non-metal, and also I have discussed some chemical property of the metal. Okay, thank you so much.